Hi, welcome back to Hair Care Sunday, where I help you connect with yourself through your hair. Whoop whoop, whoop whoop, whoop whoop, whoop whoop. So last week I spoke about my natural journey, why I became natural, or I returned, strong word, returned, because we're born natural, so we're just returning to our origin. So yeah, why I returned to my natural hair. And I feel like knowing your why is so important because your why will sustain you. So just bear that in mind. Why are you doing what you're doing and all of that? I'm going to keep my videos simple. I'm going to keep them easy to follow because there's just so much information and no one needs that. And the way that I'm going to set up my videos will be in the order that I feel would have been really important to me, or that I would have wanted to know when I started the journey. And so yeah, chronological order, because there's like hair types, there's like hair density, hair thickness, or all these things, and you're like, what do I need to know really? So I'm going to do it in that order. So without wasting any more time, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is hair porosity. What is hair porosity? Simply put, hair porosity is your hair's ability to retain moisture. So there are three types. There's low porosity, there's medium, and then there is high porosity. So low porosity means that your hair struggles to take in moisture. My hair is low porosity. What does that look like in my life? When I'm in the shower, it takes a lot of time for the hair to just really saturate my hair. So that's low porosity, simply put. And then as a result of that, it also takes a long time for my hair to dry. So it takes a long time for my hair to retain moisture. It then takes a long time for my hair to dry. And then medium porosity is the goal. It doesn't take a long time to saturate to take in the moisture. It doesn't take a long time to dry. It's just it's perfect. Medium is perfect. And then high porosity means that your hair just sucks in all the moisture. It's just drinking it all in. However, as quickly as it drinks it all in is as quickly as the moisture evaporates from your hair, so to speak. And so yeah, with that comes its own issues and stuff. So right, how do you find out what your porosity is? There are three tests that you can do, three things that you can do to find out what your porosity is. The first thing, you can do what's called the cup test, and I think it's the most common thing, where you take a few strands of freshly washed hair. I say freshly washed because our hair contains natural oils, and because it contains natural oils, if you try and use hair strands that have oils and you put them in water, oil and water don't mix, so it's not going to work. So freshly washed hair, you take a few strands and you put it in a cup. And so the thing with this is, if your hair strands sink all the way to the bottom, it means that your hair is high porosity, because it's just sucked in all the moisture and it's gone right to the bottom. If it's in the middle, it means it's medium porosity. And if your hair strands are floating on top of the water, it means it's low porosity. I did my strand test again a few days ago, and the cup is there. My strands been floating for a minute, and I'm just like, okay, clearly I have low porosity hair. Like, there's no doubt about that. I've heard pros and cons to that test, so you can choose to use it or not. I would try it. So that's the first one. The next one is the strand test. So what you do is you take a strand of your hair and you run your finger up and down the length of the strand. If the strand feels smooth, if it feels smooth, it's probably that your hair is low porosity. Because the thing with low porosity is that your hair cuticles are lying flat, right? They're flat. That's why water can't penetrate through. So if it feels straight and smooth, then your hair is probably low porosity. If your strands feel a bit, you know, bumpy and a bit rough, it means that your hair is high porosity because your cuticles are everywhere. They're open, they're everywhere, so that the moisture, you know, comes in quickly. So that's the strand test. And then the next test is the spray test, right? So we've got the cup test, the strand test, and the spray test. And really simply, it's taking your spray, and you take your spray, and when you spray your hair, right, so spray some water on your hair. If you can see droplets like just lying there on your hair, and you can actually see the droplets, it means that you've got low porosity. That's what happens when I'm in the shower. I can see the droplets just sat there on my hair. They're not going anywhere because it's low porosity. My hair is struggling to take in the moisture. But then if you can't see droplets, if the water just disappears, then girl, you got high porosity. So what did we say? We said the cup test, the strand test, and the spray test. So those are the three tests that you can take to find out what your porosity is. So what does this look like in terms of products and your hair care routine? So for me, with low porosity, when I deep condition, I make sure that I deep condition with heat. So whether it's sitting in the sun with a plastic cap on, or whether it's sitting under a hooded dryer, just so that my cuticles open up and then can take in the products that I use after my deep condition. And then for high porosity, what that means is when you're washing out your conditioner, washing out your hair with cold water, because cold water is going to close your cuticles. Because remember, what did we say about high porosity? The cuticles are open, you know, they're open, they're just drinking it all in. So the cold water will close them shut and seal in the moisture that you have, you know, attained from your wash day. Right, I feel like we've covered a lot. We spoke about porosity, low porosity, medium porosity, high porosity. Low porosity, you struggle to get moisture into your hair and your hair takes a long time to dry. High porosity, moisture just comes all the way in, but then it evaporates very quickly. High porosity needs cold water to seal in the moisture. Low porosity needs heat to help the moisture get into your hair strands so that your strands are looking good. You know, like when you see pictures of just strands that look well fed and good and just lovely. So yeah, that's what that means. So this is important because there's so many products. We've got butters, we've got lotions, we've got milks, we've got like all these things that we can put in our hair. Once we know porosity, it sees out the things that we're looking at as far as styling products are concerned or conditioners are concerned. So today, our task for the week is to find out what is your hair porosity, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.